welcome to the Astro Imaging Journey channel. Please enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. As you can see, we're on the moon, so, well, we're targeted on the moon, rather. As you can see over here, we got the moon, Mars, and Uranus. And I'm using Celestron plane wave instruments to do my mount control. So I've already slewed over to the moon. And what we're going to do here is we can see the top here just a little bit off of the edge over here. So maybe it won't be a 9-panel mosaic, but we'll see. I'm getting a little bit of drift. I did validate my polar alignment. And if you notice, my slew control is set to a rate of 5. 9 is just a little too herky-jerky. And let's see here, what else do we have? So I'm in planetary. I'm going to call this moon quarter 1. Let me get this back over a little bit. And we're going to go bulb. Now I know my camera does about a frame rate of 20 to 25 frames per second. So the minimum we would want to do is 25. That way at least our exposure would match our frame rate roughly, and we would not, if we went to say 1/13th and we had a frame rate of 26, that means we would have duplicate frames, essentially the same image in each frame. But I know the moon's bright, so let's go to a 1/100th. It's really blown out because of our ISO. So let's drop that down to 3200. Let's go to 1600. Let's see what 800 gets us. That's a little dark, so let's stick with 1600 at 1/100th. We want our shutter speed to be faster than our frame rate. And our image count, we'll just do 2000. We're going to save it to an AVI. And let's go ahead and record. Alright, that one has completed. So now we're just going to remember we've got this crater down here in the patterns. And we've got this nice ridge line right here. So when we move down to this quadrant down here, we're going to, that's what the Q stood for, quadrant. We're going to have to remember to keep some of that in the frame. So when the mosaic tries to pattern match, it'll have some overlap. So now we're just going to slew over. And we'll pop this down just a little bit. And that'll be good right in there. And we'll rename this to quadrant 2. And we'll start our record. Alright, that one has recorded. So now we're going to move down to quadrant 3. If you remember, we had this ridge and this crater down here. So I want to increase my slew rate so it'll move a little bit quicker. That's a little bit too quick. And we'll pop it down. So we had this part here in the quadrant 1 video. We're just going to move that down just a little bit. And that would be good right there. And we would call that quadrant 3. And we'll start our recording. And I'm going to basically rinse and repeat this process until I get all of them completed. And we'll be back. All right, we are back and we are done. As you can see, it took 7 quadrants. The 5 and 6 basically cut right in here. So I just need to get the bottom pole on the moon accomplished here. So now I'm just gonna slew around. I saw a couple interesting craters. Let's see, where were they at? See, I kind of like this one here. Let me zoom in on that. You can definitely see the atmospheric turbulence. I think that might make for an interesting image. And see, I got some backlash that I got to deal with, but that's okay. Yeah, so I'm going to call this one Moon Craters 1. And let's record that. All right, that one's completed. So let me go back out. And I think this one might offer some interesting viewpoint as well. Not really. I mean, yes, but needs to be a little bit more illuminated. So let me scroll down here. Kind of like this area down here. Oh, it's not what I wanted to do. Get a little bit of that plane. Try. Oh, forgot to double click. And that one might look interesting as well. So let's go ahead and name that one number 2. And let's record. All right, that one is completed. So let's just slew down a little bit. See if there's anything else interesting, at least interesting to me tonight before I move on. Ooh, that one, wow. Maybe up here, let's see. Let's decrease this to a 5 again. Kind of like the way that is looking, so let's pop that right there. Yeah, I kind of like that one too. So let's name this one number 3. And let's record that. All right. I think that's going to be it for the moon for now. Let me look at these ridges real quick. I just want to see what those would look like. Not as dynamic as I thought they would be. So let's go ahead and slew over to Mars. And Mars is right there. We'll do a little go to. And we're watching it move over. And let's go back over here, and there it is. So let's get that centered up. Let's go over to our frame and focus. Wow, that really moved. There we go. And pop that there. That looks pretty good. So let's go back over to planetary. Try to center that up. Thought I double clicked. There we go. Gotta wait for that lock to get in there. That looks pretty decent. Let's increase. And let's see, we doubled our ISO, so we need to double our exposure. If we go to 1/400th, gets pretty dim. I don't want to go that high on the ISO. So let's go to 320. That might work for us. So let's rename that to Mars 1. In this case, we're going to do 3000. 3000, there we go. And let's do 2 loops. And that should do us. As you can see, we got a little bit of drift, so I'm going to move that over. And let's, yeah, that should do us. Hopefully we'll be able to pull some detail out of that. So let's go ahead and do a record. That's 2 loops at 3000 images each loop. And we'll be back when this completes. All right, that has completed. So now the next thing we would want to do is go over to Uranus, but I was kind of excited before I started the recording, and I tried to get over there, and let me pull up the video. It wasn't that great. All right, so as you can see here, the video is playing. It was just a little too small in the frame, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with that. But at least I was able to see it. You know, that's something. So we'll make an attempt, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. But yep. So we'll see how that goes. I know I said in the previous video that I tried to do, maybe the meteor shower centroids. Didn't happen. Was having some issues with the mount. Haven't used it in probably a month or so, and a couple of cables came loose. One of the tie downs, it sat too long, and I neglected it, so I needed to redo a couple of the cable tie down points and the polar alignment and a few other things, and time got away from me. But hey, we captured some data on the moon, we captured some data on Mars. At least we got a little video of Uranus. So yeah, apologies if my voice is a little low. If it's too low when I edit, I'll I'll voice over, but it's it's about 2:30 in the morning right now. Yeah, 2:30 in the morning, and Tina decided she was gonna take a little nap and just decide to. She's over there sleeping, so trying to be a little bit quiet for her, but those of us that like to stay up and look at pretty objects in the night sky, we deal with a little bit less sleep, and while our significant others decide to take their little bit of beauty rest. So we'll call this good here. Let me pull up one of the moon videos real quick. Alright, so while we're watching the moon here, I'm going to say thanks everybody for watching. Hope you got something out of this, and hope you're also staying safe and healthy out there. As always, clear skies, and have a good one.
Thank you for watching yet another video from the Astrometry Junior channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video we've uploaded. In our lower right, we have what YouTube might think you would enjoy. And in the lower left is our subscription button. Please like this video, subscribe if you so choose. As always, clear skies, have a good one, and remember Duke.